for me, it's interesting because wealth management is at the core. The investment management is at the core for Lido, but I work with our tax team. So it's interesting to see how we support on the tax side of things on the overall wealth management and planning.
Now circle back to your journey again, not just
Uh-huh.
one part. That you spent about 7 years working as a director of business development at Eastner Ample after the merger. And then after that, you decide to move to Legal Advisors as a director of tax growth. And so now you never work in tax before. You only work in audit and you now becoming tax growth director. Okay, another shift in your career. We would love to hear about that. Why you made that move? How is this position? See if you sell good enough that we may consider skip business developer, become the tax growth director. You never know.
Yes. No, thanks for that question. It's been an interesting journey. So I was at Eisner Amber for a long time. And I needed a change. It was a season that I knew that it was time for me to have a change. So this opportunity just came out of nowhere. It just fell in my lap. And naive me thinking, oh, accounting, finance, financial institution, wealth management should be similar enough. Like, so the local firm that I used to work with had a wealth management arm before, a small wealth management arm. So I kind of knew what they do. I wasn't fully involved, but I kind of know what that was about. So when I joined Lido, I thought, oh, I sort of know, it should be similar. It's, money, financials, accounting, like it should be similar. Well, guess what? It was very different. Very different. The industry was very different. The compliance level was very different as well. So I learned a ton throughout that process. And for me, it's interesting because we wealth management is at the core. The investment management is at the core for Lido, but I work with our tax team. So it's interesting to see how we support on the tax side of things on the overall wealth management and planning realm. So it was fascinating to learn the overall business, how it works, how different it was from CPA firms. Like Naomi didn't know, but just learning about different industries and such, it was an eye opener. And right now, working on not so so my role has changed quite a bit. It wasn't so. Prior to this, I was boots on the ground doing business development, building business and such. And right now, it's more of strategy work behind the scenes, like growth initiatives, operational excellence, and such. So my role has shifted a little bit, which it's been an interesting journey as well. I wasn't sure what I was getting into. And it was a little bit different from what I expected. So, I wasn't planning for a career change in a way, but it happened to be there was a shift in the career role as well as the industry and such. So I'm having fun here. It's wild, learning everything and absorbing, but it's been a blessing to work with the team.
So what's the main challenge that you are facing with right now in this new role?
I think the new role, really I talked about the compliance level being very different. So we are RIA, Registered Investment Advisor. So SEC compliance is another level. So I'm not in the compliance world or the legal world, but still, the operational side of things has impact because of the compliance that we go through. So that's another thing that I'm learning to, kind of navigate through, what is compliant, what is not compliant, how we need to structure this and such. So I feel like some of the projects that I thought like, oh yeah, it's gonna take like a few weeks and be done. Like, no, it doesn't work that way because there's compliance level that we would have to get through in order to make that project happen. So learning all those hoops.
That's impressive that a lot of people they feel comfortable with doing the same job at the same place for such a long time and they do not want to change. And so now you move into the new position. Literally you have to reteach yourself, relearn a lot of things and you still take that challenge as a positive experience. That's kudos to you. That's
Oh, thank
amazing.
you. Thank you. It's been a journey, but as you could see in my career path, there wasn't a stale moment. There's always something, and I love that something. I love being on my toes. I love learning new things. Even changes, there's so much changes at a rapid pace that's happening. You name it, right? Anything like AI or, crypto, like you name it. There's so much changes going on at a very fast pace that we've never experienced before in our lives, right? Even my moms and dads probably like they never seen it before. So being on my toes, I think it's one of the skill set that I've learned somehow along the way, to be agile, to be okay with the change, and not only just embracing the change, but be the change. And if there's anything that we could improve in our processes, let's look into it. Let's just not dwell in where we're at, because if we want to grow X times, we got to do something different. So I love bringing those ideas to the table and then working with a team and just making things happen. Ruffle the feathers a little bit here and there.
Being creative, that would be a very very strong point for you, that you're doing all of this business development, all the growth within the business. You need to be creative, you need to refresh yourself all the time. That's
Yes.
something that I feel like sometimes it's pretty challenging, even for myself, that I do this podcast, did YouTube, and I was like, I can talk, but tell me to be creative on the thumbnail, create like good posts on social media. Gosh, I'm horrible about that.
I love your honesty. That's when you outsource stuff, right?
Yep, that's when I need to have someone else to do it. That's
Yes.
when you. That's when people say about opportunity cost. That you can outsource it, someone else do it at cheaper fees, and you can focus the energy on more expensive area, and then it will balance out. So I love that idea. You're
Yes.
talking about being the change. And I know I heard about this so much at AICPA. And also the beginning of the introduction, you mentioned about involving with AICPA, volunteering. Now I would love to go deeper about that area, that what have you been doing for AICPA? And I know you like speaking at different events, and I really love that when I saw you last November at the Global Women Leadership Conference from AICPA. And so tell my audience, tell me more about what have you been doing with AICPA, and why, what motivates you to do more with AICPA or with volunteering activities.
Yeah, for the AICPA, yes, we met last year in November at the Women's Global Leadership Summit, and this year I'm chairing the conference. So everybody who's hearing this, it's November 10th in Tennessee. So it's going to be another great event. But really, for the AICPA and even other like state level and local societies that I'm involved in on the CPA level, the reason why I serve and reason why I do what I do, I think the CPA world has given me so much opportunities, even to a point I get to talk to you about my career path. It just opened up so much doors, and my career wouldn't have been the same without this profession. So I owe it to the profession, I feel like. So hence the reason why I want to volunteer in a position where I can, right? I have a day job too. So I can't be all in, but at the same time, like chairing the Women's Global Leadership Summit, that's been a huge blessing and fun. It's so much fun, like talking with the committees, figuring out the keynote speakers, and just getting to really shape up something that will motivate and help our women professionals and men too. So that has been really rewarding. And at the local level, just being involved and being there, I think it has been really serving me well as well. But when I first got involved was when I became the business developer back at a local firm. The managing partner, Alan, was the one who asked me, like, why don't you join Texas CPA? And until then, I was a member. I wasn't actively participating or in the committees or what have you. So I started dipping my toes a little bit, and then you know how it works. It's like, oh, you want to volunteer? And it's been so much fun. I can't complain at all because I met my friends through the community. I get to serve also the people who are aspiring to be CPAs, reeling them into the other side and making sure they get the CPA. I think it's been so much fun. And like I said, I got so much from the accounting profession in general and CPA that I could not stand still without doing it. So there you go.
That's a perfect answer. We should frame that answer.
Let's do it.
And so just share with everyone about that. I agree with you that being a CPA opens a lot of opportunities, a lot of doors, and especially when you feel like you volunteer, but a lot of time it seems like you have a lot of fun as well. And
Mhm.
because of all that volunteering, going I like go communicate with young professionals and also going to classroom, talk to students. That motivated me to create this podcast, create this YouTube channel, sharing the stories, sharing the CPA journeys 5 years ago. Can you believe that? I have done
Wow.
this one for 5 years. I didn't miss
Jeez.
1 week posting, not missing
That
one
is
week posting.
amazing.
So I have like about 400 videos on my YouTube channel now.
I love that. Kudos to you. That's a lot of work. And you have your day job too. So
That's the thing. Like, can I just go out and talk to people? And that's when you told me about business development opportunity. I said, that's a job I want.
oh, maybe we should convert you over. Yeah, it's amazing the things that you're doing because I don't know. I was pretty naive. I didn't have all the information when I was getting into the accounting field. I was so like out of information to a point where I went to a career fair and I said, I need an internship. And I was graduating that year. They're like, no, girl. She didn't say that, but no, girl, like you need a full-time job at this point. I'm like, oh, okay. I had no clue. Like, I have no family members here. Yeah, I have my accounting friends and such, but really the lack of information put me in a spot where I'm like, oh, I'm totally behind. Like, what was I thinking? I wasn't thinking ahead. So, getting plugged in with Beta Alpha Psi or even CPA Society are always a great channel to get those information. It'll serve you well,
Wow,
right?
you know what favor the worst thing is that I involved in all those organizations when I was on campus. I
Mm,
still had no clues about being a CPA. Like people talk about CPA, but it never crossed my mind. Never crossed my mind
really?
about being a CPA. And then I graduate and I work in private. I came back for my master degree. That's when people saying that, oh, hey, all big fours coming in and recruit, being a CPA is amazing, and I was like, okay, that's awesome. Still didn't plan to become a CPA. And my friend who actually asked me to study the CPA exam with her, so we can share the cost. That's when I said, okay, I already studied. I passed the CPA exam. What's next? And then
Oh.
I work in public. Okay, now I'm a CPA. What's next? And so that's when I started involving with the state society. That's when I was like, oh my god, being a CPA is awesome.
Interesting. It's interesting to hear that it never clicked.
No,
Like
it's
for
never
me,
clicked.
yeah, I had no information whatsoever, right? So when I joined Deloitte, I joined in January. So imagine, like I'm in the smack of the busy season. Like there is no way I am gonna think about any CPA or what have you. But anyway, like few of my coworkers were like, "Oh yeah, I passed this section. Oh, I passed the third one," and I was like, okay." But actually, it was the firm who voluntold me to get my CPA license, and I am so grateful for that because without that nudge, I don't know if I will be actually doing it on my own, right? Thankfully, they had the bonus structure, they will pay for the reviews and such. So it made it easier to do it. But I know not everyone gets that opportunity, right? But again, hands down, like, I'm so glad like CPA stands for can't pass again for me. So thankfully, I'm a CPA. But yeah, it's been a journey. And to your point, I mean, information is king nowadays.
Yeah,
And of course, you could do all the googling and all the stuff, like you could find it on your own. But sometimes it's just really easy when you have a friend who's like, "Hey, let's do a CPA study together." Bam,
I
right?
should come back and thank her for that. She's
Call
the
her
one who
now.
opened the door. I say, hey, you should do it, and then push me and say, yeah. Because when I took that CPA section, the first section, I passed it. It was okay. I passed it. I already commit this much money to apply for it. I better finish it. I swear that was the only reason I passed the CPA exam. I didn't even plan like, okay, now I want to be a CPA. I want to do this. I want to do that. Did not cross my mind at that time at all. Only reason because I don't want to lose my money.
Hey, that's a good way to start too. I love that. With the CPA exam, like I have so much like don't do this, don't do that. Like from my personal experience, I did it really the wrong opposite ways. But one of the wrongdoings that I did with the CPA, so I was an audit, right? So I took the audit. I really didn't have time to fully study for it. And somehow I was so lucky, I passed it at first try. And from then on, I was like, oh, okay, like, like I could do this. Oh my, I failed so many times. It's even so embarrassing to even say how many times I failed. The last section, if I failed that last section, I was gonna lose my audit. Like it was that time frame when you lose credits, and I was at that verge of it. And I told myself, if I failed this last section, I'm not doing all over again. That's what I told myself. Thankfully, I passed again. Can't pass again. But like there's so much things that I did wrong in the CPA that process that I feel like, oh, I wish I've known this. Like I wish somebody had told me before. And
Yeah,
you're doing an amazing job of doing that, having that information given to the folks who are aspiring CPAs and such, where they know what to do and not to do. And yeah,
that's
it's amazing
amazing.
what you're doing.
Thank you, but I have to tell you that it's amazing how people can pass in the first time. It's very impressive. I did not pass in the first time. I passed the first time only for FAR and BEC. That's it.
Okay.
Regulation, it took me twice. Audit, holy moly, it took me 3 times. And I passed the last section in the last week of the 18-month window. So I was in the same
Same.
position that if I fail it, I'm going to lose my credit for the first section. And I was like, I cannot lose it. I already went this far. I already spent this much money. I'm not going to lose it, and I don't want to study it again because at that time they changed the study material for far at that point. So if I
Okay.
had to retake it, I literally have to restudy from beginning, pretty
Ugh.
much. So I was like, I'm not allowing myself to pass exactly the same mindset. We were on the same boat.
We have so much commonalities. I love that. Yeah.
That's
It's
just so funny.
yeah, it's been a journey, but aren't you thankful that you're over it?
Oh, I'm so happy. I was like, I will do my best to never, ever, ever have to take those sections again. Nope. I will take CPEs. You ask me to take CPAs, I can do it. Listen to what people talk about regulations and just answer some questions. That's a lot easier than taking the CPA exam.
I know, but so worth it. So worth
So
it. But
worth it.
yes, to your point, it's painful when you're going through it.
Painful. I know. It's painful, but you be so happy that it's over.
Oh
It's
yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
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 I
Hey,
agree.
look, we talk so much about work, about CPA exam, about your name. I just want to know a little bit more about fun time when you do what you do for fun. You being like you are being a director now for of tax growth, mom of 2 kids, and volunteering so much with AICPA and also with the state societies as well and many others. I don't know that you haven't listed yet. And so, how do you manage the time for your fun life?
You make time for it, right? If you enjoy it, you make time. And one of the things that I love doing is traveling. When I'm traveling, the another joy that I have is buying tickets or buying like cruise or whatever in budget. So that gets me super excited. That gives me adrenaline. It's like it goes high and it's like it's so fun. So, I make time for it. So whenever there is like email coming out like, hey, cruise, like kids free, kids selling free, and for this date, and oh, let's take a look at it. And you start researching it. So we actually, as a family, plan it out way in advance. So our next big trip is in Vietnam, actually. We're going to Vietnam in November. I saw the ticket that was out there, and I was like, we gotta buy this. It was for a really great deal. And it was actually this flight is laying over in Korea, which is even better because we have family in Korea. Like our in-laws are there, my parents are there. So when we're going in, we're gonna meet one side of the family, say hi, and when we're coming back, we're gonna do the same thing with the other family, and then come back to the States. So, yeah, traveling is something that I have, so much passion for, but not just traveling. It's like traveling on budgets. Like that's what gets me super excited.
That's like very typical accountant budget.
Yes, on budget. Like, yeah.
Everything needs to be on budget. That's make you feel so excited. Which cities you are visiting in Vietnam?
We're going to Hanoi, and
Okay.
then we are gonna be in Sapa. Am I saying
Oh,
that
Sapa
right?
is nice. Yes, Sapa.
Okay, yeah. So we're gonna go like to Sapa and then come back and then fly back. It's only for
Oh.
like a week, so we don't have a ton of time. So I think we're gonna split between Hanoi and then Sapa.
Yeah, so Hanoi is where I'm from. So
Get
it's
out!
yes. So Hanoi is the capital, and it has a lot of things you can do in Hanoi. And they have the old town in the middle, in the heart of Hanoi, and a lot of crazy food, street food. I don't know if you're interested in that.
Yes, I was
They
super
are
excited.
amazing. They're amazing. Oh my God. But that's great that you visit Hanoi. At the same time, Sapa is beautiful.
Is it?
And it's you probably are you want to drive? I guess you want to drive from Hanoi to Sapa?
I think we're gonna do like there's a train that you could take
Yep.
overnight. So
Yep.
we're gonna do that. Yeah.
Yep, the train. And then in Sapa we went to Sapa many years ago with my family, and is they have a lot of beautiful park that you can visit, and a lot of nice views. Oh my God, it's amazing.
Is
That's
it? I'm
amazing. I
super
don't know in
excited.
November sometimes Sapa has snow, and I think one of very rare place in Vietnam that have snow in Vietnam.
Oh,
Um,
really? I
yeah,
didn't know it would get that cold.
it could get that cold, but I don't know if it's in November or not. But
Okay.
because I don't know if it happened very often or not. But there's a chance that Sapa has snow, but it's beautiful there. So perfect choice, great choice.
Yeah, we're super excited. My 10-year-old girl, she loves pho. And she's like, I'm gonna eat pho every single meal. I'm like, okay, girl, like, go for it.
And you guess what?
That's your place.
People in Sapa, they can speak English. They don't even take any English classes, but they can speak English very well because a lot of
Oh,
foreigners they visit Sapa, and that's how they pick up English and how they learn English from communicating
really?
with the travelers. Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
isn't
So
that
it's a
amazing?
very touristy area. Is
Yes,
that right? Okay.
exactly. Yeah, people visit
Okay.
Sapa a lot. And you know what? Pho, Hanoi is the best. Why? Because I'm from Hanoi. You have been
Yay,
biased
Hanoi!
there, but you will find the best pho in Hanoi. It tastes. Oh my God, I miss it so much. Is very different because sometimes in US you have pho, but mostly pho they're from the south, not
Uh-huh.
from the north. And when I live in California, we have little Saigon that they have like Vietnamese community, big Vietnamese community, and I can find only a few restaurants in a million Vietnamese restaurants that they have really good North pho. So
How is it different, like North and South pho?
the taste is different. The soup tastes a little bit different, and the noodle is different.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So, but if you're not from Vietnam, you cannot tell.
I probably don't even know. It's like, oh, this is great. Great one that we had.
Yeah, but that would be amazing if you. I'm concerned that after you visit Vietnam, you visit Hanoi, you have pho, then you come back to US. It's like I don't like this pho. this is not.
Yeah,
This is not from Vietnam. This is not
yeah. I
pho.
need the legit one.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
I need
it's
the
gonna be so
one.
much fun.
Yeah, that would be so amazing. Oh my God! But awesome. I wish you all the fun in the coming trip in November. That's
Thank
exciting. Keep
you.
me posted. I would love to
Yes.
hear, and I would love to see pictures as well. That would be oh my God! I haven't visited Vietnam for 11 years now.
Is that
11 years.
right?
Yep.
Okay, so it's
Wow.
been a while. I'll send you some photos. I'm sure it's like so different from like 11 years ago.
So different now.
But I'll send it over to you.
Yeah, and I would be like, babe, look at this. They travel to Vietnam. We need to make it.
Oh, you need to go out there more often than 11 years. Wow, that's a long
That's
time.
a long time. But yeah, we plan to go back. And then now with the family coming up, so we don't know when it's going to happen as well. That's
It's
amazing.
going to come at some point.
All right, yeah. But seems like we have amazing conversation about the journey today. Before we close this interview, I would love to hear some main best tips and advice for young professionals in accounting who would love to advance their career.
To advance the career, I would say not because I used to be a business developer, but I'm saying this for everybody. I think folks who are going into accounting thinking, "Oh, I just need to know the technical stuff." Very wrong. You not only need to know the technical for sure, that's given, right? That's your foundation. But on top of that, during your career, get more exposure to people skills, leadership skills, volunteer in different leadership roles internally or externally, even with CPA Society and such, because it grooms you to be a better leader. And business development is such a big portion, regardless of which level you're at. I think tapping into business development skills would help you further your career in such a different level. I'm not saying everyone has to be a rainmaker, but, especially from manager and up, there are a lot of firms who are requiring some sort of business development activities or some type of revenues and such. Like it's natural, but we're never taught. Or nobody told us that that's going to be happening. And we're shocked when we're asked, right? So I would say even early on, get the exposure, make sure you're connected with your colleagues and peers and even your alumni. It's a great way to just stay connected. And it's not like selling something, right? You don't want a relationship when you need to sell. Yeah, I don't know where you're going to cut and paste, but yeah, having a business development skill set, not to a level of rainmaker, but just getting a little bit more exposure would get you further than you think. And it's going to ease you into when you're going up the corporate ladder within the public accounting space or even in the industry. That skill set really will bring value.
Thank you so much. I love that. We always say that hard skill is important, but soft skill is very important as well. You need to have the foundation for the hard skill, but the soft skill will take you very far in your career.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you so much, Favor, for the interview today to share about the journey or the fun side in your life as well. And I really appreciate your time and your advice for young professionals today.
Thank you so much, Rosie. Had so much fun. Thank you.
Thank you.